What's going on, guys? It's STYX from the Token Minorities, and before I say anything, I just want to wish all of you a Happy New Year, and thank you for the incredible amount of support you have given us in the past 12 months, which has allowed us to grow pretty exponentially from where we were even just a year ago. Now, hopefully, I didn't screw up the time zones too much to where I will actually be posting this on January 1st, no matter where you guys are watching this from. Otherwise, my whole wishing a Happy New Year thing would have just collapsed on itself, but it's okay. I don't do math. I'm a math major, but I don't do math. I, for one, always like to take the new year as a time to reflect on things that have happened, but also look forward. And for those of you who have been subbed to us for a while, you'll know that TTM has gone under a huge makeover in the past year, and particularly in the past year plus, but mostly in the past year, with many people joining and leaving, and currently having Joel, Abe, Danza, Maddie, and myself as part of the current TTM roster, and all sorts of different Pokemon content being experimented with. And while I cannot speak for the other 4 members of TTM, who I all know have very awesome new ideas coming out for this next year, I wanted to make a video letting you guys know about some of the updates that the TCGO portion of the channel is going to undergo, well, under my tutelage, that is. Some are significant and others really are not so much. So I'm going to start with the lesser changes. I have 4 changes in mind currently, and 2 of them are less significant. They're more aesthetic things and just kind of subtle, like, little details that I'm changing from what I used to do. And the final 2 are actually the more significant ones that I'm sure you guys would actually be very, very interested in. First of all, I'm going to start with the smallest of the things, and this is just a completely aesthetic change. I've decided to change my thumbnails to include a zoomed in picture of the main card that the deck is centered around. Basically, what I've been doing is just taking a screenshot of the entire deck and then putting the Pokemon sprites of the main Pokemon in the center and then the supporting Pokemon on the left and right sides. What I'm going to do now is basically right click on the main Pokemon, then take a screenshot of the zoomed in Pokemon and then put the 2 main supporting Pokemon on the side. So I mean, it's really the same basic premise. It just lets people have a better idea of what the deck is centered around, because I mean, for instance, a Magnezone deck. Magnezone is like Magnezone Prime, then you have like the Magnetic Circuit Magnezone, all of those. So I mean, with so many Pokemon having so many different abilities and so many different strategies around even just the same name of the card, I figured that it would help you guys a little bit more and give you guys more of an idea of the type of deck that I'm going to be using in a certain live just based on the thumbnail. So I mean, that's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I just decided that the new year would be the best point to make that change. Secondly, I'm going to start including the deck lists in the descriptions of my videos. Now, admittedly, not including them for an easy copy-paste before was a conscious decision on my part, and let me explain why. When I first got into PTCGO, wow, I can't speak, the best tool I found for learning how to build and play with a deck was to look at an established build and emulate it, and 90% of the time it was YouTube, but also things like 6 Prizes, Charizard Lounge, 60 Cards, all of those had deck lists that you could look at and copy. And really just getting all those established deck lists, because I didn't know how to build a deck of my own. I didn't know what numbers of cards to use or what specific cards to use, so I had to look for already established decks in order to help build my own. Since then, I have been fortunate enough to learn the TCG well enough to where I'm able to come up with my own strategies and my own deck builds, but when I was less experienced, going through each card on the paused YouTube video of a deck I really wanted to build made me not only go in depth into the deck strategy, but think about why each individual card was there. This gave me a better understanding of not only that deck, but the game as a whole, because I could look at cards that were used in a specific deck and be like, okay, that's why it's used in this deck. Could that strategy be applied to other decks? Well, yeah, it could. So I'm going to take what I learned from this deck video and put it into another deck that I am learning. So basically, I just found that that was the best way of looking at the TCG and understanding it, was to go through each individual card, be like, why is that there? And also it helped me create my own builds and create my own comfort level, because it's like, well, I don't think that card's necessary, so I can replace it with something else. So really, that was something that I felt very strongly about, but I've had enough people request the deck list in the description, so I'm going to start doing that. However, if you want my recommendation, I recommend that you guys just individually add the cards on TCGO. Yes, it's more time consuming, but it does give you a much greater understanding of the entire game and the strategies that are used in it if you are a beginning TCGO player. Now, on to the big stuff. The first big thing is my upload schedule. As it started with TCGO, I tended to lean more towards Tuesday and Thursday uploads for 2 uploads a week, which is a number that I am very proud to have been able to maintain since this thing began way back. I think it was November 2015, I think, was when I started with the 2-a-week uploads. And I've been fortunate to be able to maintain that. Nothing significant has happened with me to where I have been unable to upload. And although it has changed to Monday and Wednesday nights, that was more just I was keeping track of how my videos got views and in what time slot they would get the best exposure. And I found that releasing them at night, right before the day that I normally release them, led to a higher view count. And so, I mean, that's just what I decided to go with. However, with the incredible number of decks in the game, as well as my expansion into the legacy and expanded formats, I have been able to occasionally do 3 uploads a week, particularly during the first weeks of a set's release. And while I don't want to hold a guarantee, while I do not want to hold the guarantee that I will continue to do 3 a week, I want to keep that at 2 a week just so I don't let you guys down. As I have been doing, a Friday night upload has been something that I've had the time and availability to do recently. So again, while I only want to promise the Monday, Wednesday night uploads to continue in the foreseeable future, an additional Friday upload is something that I'm continuing to strive for, and I'm really, really, really hoping that I will be able to bring you guys. So yeah, basically, new schedule, TLDR, Monday, Wednesday for sure. Friday is something that I am 100% trying to do, but I don't want to guarantee it just in case life gets in the way or something like that. Yeah, that just happened. I am so freaking excited to have a completely personalized intro specifically for the TCG portion of this channel. I mean, before, you noticed that I always had I had kind of a personalized intro with Why Not instead of Wobbuffet, but I mean, it was still just the generic TTM, the TTM intro. So I'm so excited to have one that is specific to TCG. And however, I definitely do not have the skills nor the software to pull this off. So gigantic shout out to Grant at Remington Graphics for his incredible work on this. I mean, all I did was explain to him what I had pictured for my new intro, and not only did he bring it to life, he made it so much cooler than I had ever imagined. And before you say anything, no, he did not ask me to plug him at all. I'm doing this solely because he did such an incredible job, and I want to give credit where credit is due. If any of you watching are aspiring PokeTubers, I highly recommend checking out his links in the description, because I mean, this guy is incredible. And again, he did not ask me to do this. I am just so floored by the incredible quality of this intro that I would be doing a disservice to you guys to not plug him. So thank you so much, Grant, and I'm so excited for this awesome new intro. You words cannot describe my level of excitement for this. That is just so awesome. And sorry, I'm geeking out a little bit. I'm really ridiculously pumped for that intro. But anyway, that was a quick, well, not so quick update video from me. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and from all of us here at the Token Minorities, Happy New Year. Why not? See you guys.